Hello everyone, Skippy here, and welcome to One Piece episode 1011, directed by Masahiro Hosoda and supervised by Masahiro Kitazaki and Keita Saito. While I'm surprised he's personally doing a big moment for this arc, I can't lie and say that the episode looks bad, because for a Hosoda episode the board looks pretty fun if a bit more bland than others, and when combined with the solid corrections from both Kitazaki and Saito that will help polish the episode on both ends, it's looking as if this next entry in Onigashima and one of the biggest plot-wise so far may end up being a fairly surprising one considering what we know. So will episode 1011 be better than it looks on paper? Now let's really take it to the skies this time and find out. This episode covers the first 5 pages in pages 10 through 16 of chapter 997. And while you could argue that the Black Maria scene was padded out a tad, this episode manages to have a surprisingly solid pace that very rarely deviates from the course of the manga, other than placing everyone's reactions to the island floating before Robin goes to tell Zoro that she also saw what he saw. And when the voice direction is solidly executed along with fitting OST selection from Hosoda, I can say that they did a pretty good and overall enjoyable job bringing it all to the screen. It doesn't take advantage of itself like some episodes of Wano do, but it does the content that it covers enough justice to make me perfectly fine with a more minimalist approach to it all, and if there was any episode that would really work, it would be this one. Which surprises me given how important the content is in the grand scheme of this arc, but hey, whatever, I'll take it. While of course it's still your usual Hosoda board in the sense that it's a bit less imaginative than some other directors' work on the show, being full of pans and more minimalist direction and ideas more than anything, I didn't find this storyboard boring to look at whatsoever, and if anything there was a few times where I was genuinely surprised to see some different angles and rotations and such from Hosoda here and there, as small as they ended up being. It's surely not a board to write home about, but there's a polished edge to it that I admire, and when combined with the similarly polished art from our two supervisors that gives each half of the episode a clean yet unique look, with Saito's clean and more angular approach to Matsuda's designs and Kitazaki's shading heavy and bold corrections that are always a treat, 1011 was polished and enjoyable. For what the content is, I'm glad we got a better episode out of Hosoda this time and was strong enough staff to support him to boot, which made what could have been a rather disappointing execution of such a huge moment a fair bit better than even I expected. And when next week's episode 1012 features the next episode from our folks over at Magic Bus, I wonder if I'll feel the same way again. While the content is more set up rather than being straight up important like this week, the overall execution from it looks fairly solid and reminiscent of their last episode, which I enjoyed a fair bit. And Yutaka Nakashima's storyboard will no doubt pepper it with love in areas that'll hopefully make it more interesting than it has any right to be. Anyways guys, that's it for now. I'm Skippy, and Kinemon really can't catch a break, can he?